just ignore the hat, don't keep scrolling. The reason why you keep scrolling is because you can't stick and focus on one thing in your entire life, and therefore you are just going to lose attention on something that actually might help. This is a video about taking control of your life through semen retention. Why semen retention is so important for men? Because you have to be able to take control of your sexual energy, which drives pretty much every single thing you are going to do in your life. It's the reason why you want to get rich. It's the reason why you want to have a dream life. It's the reason why you want to pursue any woman that you see or meet, because you want to get laid. I mean, you want to have sex, you want to procreate. This is such a massive thing that drives men. But in chasing that, they associate the ambition or the reward of gaining those things as just pleasure. But when I can just get pleasure from watching porn online or just touching myself in the shower with no woman present, without sort of having to work for that reward, then I figured out a system of just giving myself an unlimited amount of reward without doing anything. And therefore it begs the question, why do anything after that? And so if you want to take control of something so central in your life, do semen retention. Do it for at least 100 days. Why 100 days? Because 100 days gives you about enough time for you to spend, first of all, to break the resistance that you have from even wanting to touch yourself, which you overcome that in the first 25 days. The first 25 days is sort of like you're feeling a lot of resistance. You're feeling this urge to constantly just fall back into the habit of masturbating wherever you are, or as soon as you see a hot girl on the internet, suddenly you just get this feeling which triggers you. And then suddenly you feel like, okay, I have to masturbate or touch myself. I have to release this built up energy. And in the first 25 days, a lot of the time it's about understanding all those things that trigger you, all the difficult moments, because it's going to be very, very difficult when you first do it to prevent yourself from ejaculating or just releasing whenever you want. And these are usually the hardest 25 days, the hardest first days for anyone to do it, because they are the days where everyone is still used to those old habits. And then they have to try and change it. They have to try and just stay disciplined. And then after those 25 days, from I would say day 25 to day 50, you spend time in this sort of very balanced energy phase. You sort of feel calmer, you feel more relaxed, you're sleeping better, you are feeling good, but you just have a lot of energy built up. You could run through a wall, but you don't need to sort of be super aggressive or super jumpy all the time. And you're not letting that energy dictate how you're feeling or how it's going to control you. You get to call the shots basically at this point. And this is from day 25 to 50. I call this the balance phase. You're sort of relaxed, you're balanced. You feel like a ball, but a calm ball. And then after that, it sort of goes into this different phase, which is from day 50 to 75, you spend a lot more time in this state, in the relaxed state. You still have a lot of energy, and you just understand more things about yourself, because you will have obviously moments where you want to slip back into old habits. You will have cues, environments that you're in that lead to the urge, that lead you to want to touch yourself again and again and again. Every guy has this, and it's very normal. And it's also very healthy to have those urges, because if you have a high sexual energy, it is a good, healthy signal for the male body. But the more time you spend from day 50 to 75, the more time you spend in this state, the more you learn about yourself, the more you understand about those cues that bring you really close to relapsing, the more you understand whenever you go online, whatever it is you're doing, if you're doom scrolling or whatever, if you are, let's say, I don't know, if you on your history tab, you just go straight to a porn site, or you're going on Instagram and you're following certain accounts which lead to you getting cued into feeling a certain way, which leads you to want to touch yourself or masturbate. And it's about spending a lot of time in this high energy, relaxed state, not just to highlight your habits, not just to highlight how you're feeling when these cues happen, but also having a lot of energy. It also makes you want to go do things. It makes you want to go and read things. It makes you want to go talk to people. It makes you want to go and socialize. It makes you want to build a business, or I don't know, create content, or explain how good you're feeling, because you are going to be feeling very, very good in this phase. And I would say from day, let's say 50 to 100, because the next 25 you will have completed 100, is just spending time in this stage. It's just spending time in this in this state of like, wow, I have so much energy, I'm so calm, I'm so collected, I'm not letting these urges dictate my behavior. And I can just keep going and living like this. And then living your life like this, the more time you can spend consistently in this state, the more time you're gonna feel like, wow, anything's possible. I can actually do anything I want with my life. And then the last phase, so once you've completed day 50 to day 75, the last phase, I call this the power phase, because this is the final phase where you really have to get in the zone. Like, well, you don't have to get in the zone here or after, but this is the time I like to get in the zone, because I did 100 days 3 times. And I always like to get in the zone in the last 25 days, because now I've spent enough time in this state of high energy. I've almost like forgotten what an orgasm feels like at this point. And I'm just spending more time in this state, feeling good. And I'm just doing a lot of things. I'm like making more content. I'm writing more. I'm socializing more. I'm doing, let's say, more fitness classes. I'm connecting more with myself. I'm connecting more with other people. And I'm really living my life on my own terms, because this one thing in my life that is obviously so central to all men, which is the urge to receive pleasure and release tension or release energy that's being built up. To prevent this, or just to hold off from it, is something that, you know, having done this for a certain amount of time, you feel amazing. You just feel great. You feel like you can do anything. You feel like you can move forward in your life. And this is something, I don't know, when you experience something this amazing, when you experience the sort of the benefits that you get from doing semen retention, it's very hard not to want to share it with everyone, because it's something so simple. It's not like you're taking a drug or anything. It's not like you're trying to do ice baths every day at 5 a.m. It's something so simple. Just don't ejaculate. Just don't touch yourself. Just don't watch porn. Just don't do something that you know, it's so common nowadays, but it gives you such a huge edge in life. And why do you need an edge? Because, you know, everything is so connected now. There's so much knowledge out there. There's so many opportunities out there. There's so many things you can do. There's so many ways you can be. And if you just choose to be average and just do what the average guy does and just be the average way, then it sucks, you know, because then you are just settling for whatever you feel like your external is telling you. Yeah, just be this way. Just be average. Be whatever the world is telling you to be. And instead of you choosing what you want to be, then it kind of sucks, because we do live in a time of massive amounts of abundance. Like, everything is abundant. Everything is available to you. Whether you have to learn something for like 2 weeks to get it, whether you have to build a business to get what you want, whether you have to connect with other people via social media, it's like everything is at your fingertips. Why would you want to be average? Why would you want to do the same thing every guy does, which is just give in to sexual pleasures, which is just instant gratification, and just make yourself feel good all the time? Why don't you hold it off and instead make yourself feel good through the reward of knowing that you are disciplined enough to do what most guys cannot do, which is just don't touch your willy for 100 days. Don't touch it. Put off from it. Just do not stick with it. Do not stick with being that same way that you've always been. Don't do the same habits that you've always just regress back to doing, and actually change something about yourself. For me, 100 days literally gives you just that. It gives you just the right amount of time for you to discover something really, really amazing in your life. And I've done this 3 times in my life. Every single time, something different happened to me. Every single time, something seriously, seriously amazing happened to me. One of the times that I did it, I literally ended up in Mecca. I literally ended up in the land of where Muslims do pilgrimage. I'm a Muslim. I literally ended up there. And I don't know how I ended up there. And I'm not saying it was some divine thing that came from my semen. But, you know, it's something that there was something that was attracting me via this. And I don't really want to put into like any heebie-jeebie of like, yeah, it's like, you know, you're going to improve your frequency and all this, because, you know, you improve your frequency by changing your life, by doing something different, by improving yourself, by practicing something, whether that's discipline of training your body, whether that's discipline of building a business, whether that's discipline of turning up every day for yourself, or discipline of just holding your semen in somehow. That's how you change yourself. That's how you build an aura. That's how you build it. There's so many influencers I see on YouTube, and they're always talking about, yeah, semen retention will build up your aura. And I can understand when they've done it, how the feeling is, because it is true. Your aura, you do feel like, wow, you feel powerful, you feel strong, you feel amazing. You feel like you can move fast, but you're also calm. And that sort of makes you feel like your aura is much bigger than what it is. But for me personally, that's not what builds your aura. What builds your aura is the confidence of knowing that you are in control. That even if, let's say, if you can get this under control, your sexual energy under control, when you are with your friends and they're all like, you know, jumping around and they're all moving around and their bodies are really like, you know, moving around like in a very weird way because they can't control it, but you're just calm and you're just relaxed and your aura just sets a tone of energy in the group. And everyone feels that. Everyone feels calm energy. Everyone feels when someone is collected and not just sort of jumping around with the entire group or behaving the same way the whole group does. They'll feel that energy, but you got that because you practiced control of your state, of your energy. Maybe through semen retention, or maybe through doing something else. You could learn this by doing negotiating. You could learn this by building your own business. You could learn this by making more money or transforming yourself into, I don't know, let's say, a fitness instructor, for example. Anything that sort of allows you to feel like you're in control and allows you to calm your energy down and gives you this massive amount of confidence. That I feel like is what semen retention does for you immensely, but that's not all it does. You do have to put massive action into your life. You do have to also do things with the energy that you save up, because semen retention is really just energy saving. You're just keeping energy that you would otherwise waste, and you're just keeping it in and keeping it in and keeping it in. Instead of releasing it, hold it in more and more and more. But then this energy, you have to do something with it. You have to learn things. You have to put it into other areas of your life. You have to move forward with it. You have to just do different things. Break the resistance you have to transforming. You have to break that friction that you have. You're already in the middle of it. You're already doing something that you don't normally do, which is holding your semen in. But now you're trying to break the mold that you've created for your life. You're trying to rewrite the story, the narrative in your head about who you are, what you're capable of, and where you're going. Because once you get this under control, you can literally transmute it into so many different things in your life. Put it into learning how to give public speeches. You know, get up in a restaurant and just start talking to people, you know, and then just get booed. Let everyone say, like, get down, like, you know, shut up. We don't want to hear you. And it's just like, okay, fine. So, well, people didn't like that. Well, then you learn. It's like, do things that break that resistance. That is how you change your aura. And then once you've broken your resistance enough, what happens is this fixed story that you told yourself your whole life about who you are and what you're capable of, that changes. And when you change, your whole vibe changes. Sometimes you repel people, maybe close friends of yours. They won't like the transformed version of you because they're used to the old docile way you used to be. And when that happens, when they can't handle your transformation because you've gone way ahead of them, that's it, that's fine. That's naturally what happens in life. We can't help it because not everyone's gonna be there all the time. Some people are used to the old version of us, but if we stay the same for other people, we're never gonna be happy. So you have to do this for you. You have to accelerate your life for you. There's a school group that I have called Male Focus, where we dive into this, where we dive into things that help men focus in their lives, things that help men grow themselves professionally, spiritually, mentally, in relationships. And it's mostly to help men just focus on themselves, because that is one of the biggest problems now with so many men, is they're just so unfocused. They're so distracted by the need for sex, the need to ejaculate, the need to be validated by external things. But in this group, I'm going to show men that you don't need external validation. The only thing you need is internal validation, but you need to keep breaking resistance, keep breaking the mold that you've created for yourself, so that you can have a new life, so that you can transform yourself into the person that you want to be. Because everything that you want in your life is on the other side of resistance. It's on the other side of friction. If you're willing to overcome the resistance by putting in the work, by taking massive action, you will get there. It's impossible that you don't get there. Now, having known this all comes from semen retention. And it's a very goddamn wind. So like I was saying, taking control of your life starts with your sexual energy. For me, this is something so central. It's also very easy to do. I don't need to recommend a supplement to you. I don't need to recommend a program to you. I just need to recommend just holding your semen in, that's it. If you want to learn more about this, you can go to my channel on School, which is called Male Focus, and there you can learn more about dominating yourself, about winning in life. And it's a group for men to help other men. It's a group to help men grow themselves. It's a group to help men expand themselves. And I hope to see everyone in there if that's what you want. So if that's what you want, I'll see you guys in there.